Alright, welcome to this video. This video we're going to just do a simple installation in regards to our Python programming, and I would suggest you go to the official site python.org, downloads. Within here you can see the newest version currently at this point in time is the 3.10.4, and that will be the version that we're going to use for this class. Additionally, what you'll see is the opportunity of, depending on what operating system you're running on, whether that be Windows, Linux, Mac OS, or any others. For mine, under demonstration of these videos, I'm going to be utilizing the Windows version, and I think it defaults Windows when you jump in here anyway. So the only thing we're going to need to do is go ahead and click on that button for the Python download, and it should download about here. Once it's fully downloaded, then we can go ahead and do installation. And the reason that you have to install a Python program is it acts as a translator, meaning that you are the one that is inputting the commands, but it is the commands in which we as humans understand it as, whereas the computers, the machines, have their own language. And the Python translates our into them for them to understand what we're trying to do for it. It's called an interpreter, or some people refer to it as a translator, but regardless, you will have to install this onto a machine in order to use it. So go ahead and just click on that for installation once that it actually gets done downloading, and we'll pause this and we'll move on to that here in a minute. Alright, we're back now. It's done downloading, and we have the option to install now. Depending on the machine, what it might look like a little bit different, but we'll go ahead and do the installations. And what we'll do here is we'll watch briefly as it's set up to progress, and it's going to basically install everything into its default folders, allowing you to run this on your machine. I'm going to briefly come in here as this continues to install. You're going to notice a lot of these installing and what it is installing at the times. Not to pay much attention to it. It's just giving you updates of how far along it is as far as the installation process. The other thing that I wanted to point out too is upon this same page on this python.org, you're going to find a lot of documentation and a community as far as additional ways to reach out to others that are currently running or have ran Python programming. So just as a FYI, this is some additional information and stuff that you might want to be interested in looking into. Down at the bottom of it, you'll look at the specific release also. If you happen to upload and install the 3.10 version and you find it's not working, a lot depending on your machine, depending on the operating system, what version you're running, even depends on what you're running currently on your machine meaning your PC. Sometimes a lower version might actually work better than the current version. But don't fret, it's basically the same type of commands and the same type of as we run through this course. So don't be too concerned if you have to go down to a lower version in order for it to properly run on your machine. Another comment to make too, if you do happen to go in a lower version than 3.10, keep at level 3. And the reason is because those that are creating and keeping the stuff updated, they are no longer updating version 2. So the other thing that you want to see as well is that setup has is finally done, and it'll give you a couple more links if you want to go on to those tutorials and documentations, as I was kind of mentioning before, as far as external and additional resources. So you can also see what's new as opposed to the prior versions, but we're not going to do that here. And then you'll see disable path link limit changes, blah blah blah. You don't have to do that either. You do want it on your path if you happen to get that. So we'll go ahead and close this out. We are technically done as far as the installation of the upgraded Python. So the next videos, as we continue through the course, we're going to go walking through it, and we're going to get into the coding.